Hi guys, it's Caitlin. Welcome to my channel. I don't really know what this channel is gonna look like in the future, but welcome. Okay, so I don't know if any of you, all of you probably, are familiar with Humans of New York, which is a photojournalist project and giving like just both a literal and a figurative snapshot of their lives with a narrative that they choose to share. And so I've been following this page, this project, for a long time, and one of the most recent pictures was actually not of anybody's face, but actually of just a phone. And so let me just read you guys the quote that it had, which is like just a little like micro narrative of theirs. It says, "I'm practicing French right now. I want to move to Europe so I can force myself to start over. I have a 9-to-6 job. It's a good position, but everything just feels so familiar. There's no discomfort or uncertainty anymore. I take interesting vacations, but even those tend to follow a regular pattern. As much as I tell myself that I'm being adventurous when I hike in Peru, it's a very planned risk. I think a new city will be good for me. I'll start out alone. I'll be forced to reflect. I'll have a sense of unexpectedness. I want to feel like a tourist in my own life again." So this post really resonated with me because, as many of you know, in December of 2016, last year, I picked up my life and moved to Germany, and it has been wonderful and really hard and really challenging in ways that I didn't expect it to be. And so this post resonated a lot with me, just because I could see myself in their experience. And I think that's part of the beauty of Humans of New York, is that it's a way for people to connect with people who otherwise might be strangers all over the world, who all have actually very similar experiences. Life throws a lot of patterns, I think, at us. We can choose to lean in to other people's experiences to figure out how we're going to react to those things when they come up in our own lives. Of course, it being the internet, there were a lot of comments, and I'm the kind of person who reads the comments a lot. I was really surprised to see the level of criticism that was being leveled at this person. So what I decided to do was to read some of them. I'm gonna just go ahead and we're gonna read some comments. The most obvious commentary is, it just says, "First world problems." It bothers me that the yearning for travel is considered to be a first world problem, because it's really not. People from all over the world and all walks of life want to be able to see the rest of the world and to experience new places, new cultures. Travel might be a luxury. The desire to travel, I think, is pretty universal. So yeah, I think that simplifying that complex yearning to see the world is really limiting, and just, I say that's bullshit. There's another one that kind of goes along with that I'll just read it to you. "I'm sorry. Am I supposed to feel bad for this person? All I read is some privileged elitist with first world syndrome. Here's an idea. Go save some children soldiers in Africa." "Want to feel really unsafe? Head to Syria and help refugees." Like, okay, so first of all, who hurt you? I'm sorry. Can I just say, as someone who has lived in both Africa and Europe and the US, it's not that simple. How dare you just throw out Syria as an option for someone who wants to see the world? People whose homes are there are literally fleeing the country because it's so violent and because there's so much death and destruction. Also, you can't just say, "Go save some children soldiers in Africa." That's buying into the whole idea of becoming a white savior, which is entirely problematic, and a lot of what's wrong with charity and nonprofit work in Africa as a whole. Moving on. Here's another one. "Must be nice. Champagne problems. A lot of people would kill for that comfort instead of worrying if there'll be food on the table, or money to pay the rent, or if an extremist party will take away your family's health care." I get it. There are a lot of complex problems facing the world right now, and the idea of going and finding yourself might seem like liberal snowflake fluff to you, but it's not. You don't have to travel in order to find yourself, but that level of introspection, self-reflection, and self-development is something that Americans a lot of times overlook. Another one says, "This person lives in the United States in the era of number 45 and says there's no discomfort or uncertainty anymore. That's a skill." Like, okay, I get it. You're cynical and disillusioned, but that doesn't mean that everybody should be. Isn't that the opposite of what it means to resist? Don't just destroy other people and tear them down. Then you're just as bad as number 45 is. Yeah, I said it. And then there's like the sort of backhanded support / criticism. It's like, maybe you could do some charity work. Giving outside ourselves brings new perspective. And yeah, I definitely agree with that. That's what I was doing when I was in Africa. I helped to found a nonprofit and I was there doing volunteer work. It was incredibly valuable, it was very life-changing, but it was also inescapably hard. You have to know your limits, because if you don't, it doesn't work that way. You can't go in and expect to hug a few African kids and come out a changed person. To advocate charity as sort of a means to combat the idea of travel being selfish is flawed. It's not always the case. Ultimately, I think what I want to say to this person is to do it. If you want to, if you feel like this is going to open up new parts of yourself that you maybe haven't had the opportunity to explore yet, then I say that's absolutely worth it. And if you have the means to do so, why not? Don't wait, because the longer you wait, the harder it is to uproot your life, to make a big change like that, and it's a huge change. Don't let people talk you out of it. Don't let other people's disillusionment and disappointment in their own lives keep you from pursuing the thing that might be the best thing that you've ever done. And definitely don't ever make a decision out of fear. Honestly, if you're feeling like the only thing that's keeping you in New York is a sense of stability and a fear of the unknown, that in and of itself is reason enough to make a huge change, to drop everything and to move someplace else. Because you learn more about yourself by pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone than you do in pretty much any other situation. That resilience is the first step, I think, to becoming the best version of yourself. It's all a matter of pushing yourself and being willing to experience uncomfortable things. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, leave me a comment down below. Subscribe. I don't know really what this channel is going to turn into. So far, it's very weird. So, but that theme will probably continue. So if you like that, then subscribe. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.